Welcome to The Explainer. You know, when the economy gets a little shaky, gold always seems to pop up as this ultimate safe harbor. So today, we're going to break down how to buy and sell it with real confidence, from that very first purchase to making sure you get the best possible price on the other end.
So let's just dive right into the big question. Is gold really the safe bet it's made out to be? Well, when markets get turbulent, you see this mad dash. Everybody from central banks to individual investors starts flocking to it. And what does that do? It naturally pushes the price way up.
And that interest, it can have a massive impact. I mean, just imagine a single year where gold prices shoot up by over 60%. When you see a number like that, it's pretty obvious why so many people are drawn to it. The appeal is definitely powerful.
But, and this is a big but, it's not as simple as just buying some gold and watching its value grow. The whole process, whether you're buying or selling, can be a total minefield of hidden costs and risks you might not see coming. So let's get into what you really need to know to protect your investment.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning, actually making the purchase. What are the key decisions you've got to make right from the get-go? First up, you've got a choice. Are you going physical or digital? See, if you're buying for a special occasion, maybe a wedding or as a gift, then physical gold, jewelry, coins, bars, that's the classic way to go. But if this is purely an investment for you, digital options like gold funds can save you a ton of money on extra costs like making and storage fees. Okay, let's talk about purity for a second. Here's something you might not realize. Pure 24-karat gold, it's actually way too soft for jewelry that you'd wear every day. That's exactly why you'll mostly see 18-karat or 21-karat pieces. The gold is mixed with other metals to make it stronger and way more durable. And here is a tip that is absolutely non-negotiable. No matter what you buy, you have to get an official certificate. Think of this document as your proof of ownership. It details everything from weight to purity. You need to guard this thing carefully because you will definitely need it when it's time to sell.
Finding a seller you can trust is absolutely key, and here are a few simple checks you can run to protect yourself. Before you even think about buying, compare prices from a few different sources, like banks and reputable jewelers. Check their online reviews and make sure you understand their buyback policy. And please be super skeptical of any online offer that seems too good to be true. It almost always is.
Now, let's talk about that price tag. Let's peel back the layers and see what's really hiding in that number. Because, the price you see is almost never just for the gold.
So when you buy a piece of jewelry, get this. A huge slice of what you're paying for isn't even for the gold itself. These making charges, basically the price of craftsmanship, can account for anywhere from 5 to a staggering 25% of the total price. And that's before you even add in taxes. And this is a really, really important point about pricing. You just have to remember, those making charges, they're a sunk cost. When you go to sell that piece later on, you do not get that money back. The resale value is based almost entirely on the raw gold.
And that same rule applies to any pretty gemstones in the piece. While they're beautiful, their value typically is not included in a gold buyer's offer. And don't forget taxes, which can pop up for both physical and digital gold. At the end of the day, the resale value comes down to just two things: the weight and the purity of the gold itself. That's it.
Okay, so now let's flip the script and look at this from the other side. You've held on to your gold, the price is looking good, and you're ready to sell. How do you make sure you get a fair deal and actually maximize your return?
Selling smart is really all about strategy. First, know the official gold rate for that day. Don't just take the first offer you get. Get quotes from at least 3 different buyers to see who's really giving you the best price. And this is crucial. Time it right. Selling because you want to when prices are high can put way more money in your pocket than selling out of necessity during a market dip.
When you get an offer, just know it's not going to be for the full market value. Buyers are going to subtract deductions for their own costs, like refining fees. These usually run somewhere between 1% and 3% and cover their expense of melting down and purifying the gold. Always ask them to clearly explain every single deduction they're making.
To avoid getting a bad deal, just stick to licensed, reputable buyers. Insist that they test the gold's purity right there in front of you using reliable methods like a non-destructive XRF machine. And just like when you buy, demand a written statement that breaks everything down: the weight, the purity, the rate, and all those deductions. Transparency is everything here.
All right, we've pretty much covered the entire journey, from buying to selling.
So what are the absolute key lessons here? What are the golden rules you really need to remember?
Let's just boil it all down. Number 1, always get and keep that certificate and the original receipt. 2, just accept that making charges are a sunk cost you won't get back. 3, always compare offers from at least 3 trusted sources. 4, never ever sell to some unverified buyer promising you the moon. And 5, insist on watching the purity test and getting a written breakdown of that final price. Follow these rules and you'll protect yourself every time.
You know, the gold market can feel a little intimidating, but it really doesn't have to be. By just understanding these hidden costs and following these simple, practical steps, you can go from feeling at risk to feeling totally confident and informed. So, after hearing all this, the real question is, are you ready to make your next gold transaction a smart one?